Coping strategies are something that help us on a daily basis to carry on, and when we're especially stressed or struggling with our mental health difficulties, they help me get on with my normal routine. So some of the coping strategies that I like to do is journaling, and for me it feels like when I write down my feelings on paper, it feels like I am letting off all my worries onto something else.
A key coping mechanism for me is definitely exercise. I found, even though I wasn't really a fan of it when I was younger, as I got older and got introduced to different things and not so much team sports, I found that I could really let go of whatever I was doing that day and invest all my energy, physical and mental, into the exercise. And I find that if you physically exert yourself, not only do you stop worrying for that time, but that physical exertion has taken your energy that you were putting into worrying before, if you see what I mean, and gives you that nice sort of endorphin rush that we kind of are looking for.
I run, so I find it really clears my head, but I also think it doesn't always need to be strenuous exercise. So it could be walking from your house to the shops, or instead of getting on a bus, you take a 10-15 minute walk. And I find that's a good way to clear your head. It can be little things.
As long as it engages your mind while you're doing it.
Yeah. And it also the endorphins that are released are proven to make you feel better. So it's important that we do that and we keep active.
Yeah. One of the ways that I found really helpful is worry time. So I was taught it when I was referred to IAP, and so instead of kind of worrying throughout most of the day, like 80% of the day, I would have a designated time, let's say between 6 to 6:20, and I would just put all my worry within that part of the time, and it kind of felt like I was owning my worries.
Do you ever worry about the worry time?
Yeah, I have done that. I think at the beginning, that was definitely one of the difficulties, worrying about worrying. And that's quite common actually, but once you practice it more, it becomes less and less.
Yeah, because I've done worry time as well, and I've written them down throughout the day, for example, if I'm working or studying. And I'll write them down, and then when I come back to the time, I often find I can't use the whole 20 minutes. So I can only worry about them for 5 minutes, and half of the time, maybe I've come up with something else and I've thought of a way and that I'm not worried about it anymore. So sometimes I write a little arrow, and then that's either a solution or something I could do that would reduce the worry. But another thing that I find when I'm getting really overwhelmed and worried is 10 seconds on your toes. I also learned through CPT. And that's when you roll from your little toe to your big toe and back. And it's a grounding technique. So it kind of brings you back into the room rather than just kind of being in your head. And I find that really useful.
Yeah. We all cope with our mental health in different ways. Sometimes these ways can be really helpful, but sometimes they can be unhelpful. So what are unhelpful coping strategies for dealing with mental health difficulties? Unhelpful strategies include things like substance misuse, over or under eating, not maintaining a routine, stopping seeing our friends and family, isolating ourselves, and avoiding things that need to be done. In the short term, great, they really help. But in the long term, these can make our mental health difficulties worse. So what are helpful strategies? Helpful strategies include things like maintaining a routine, getting up at the same time every morning and going to bed at the same time every night, showering and bathing regularly, exercising, making sure you're doing tasks that need to be done, putting time aside to relax and do things we enjoy, like seeing friends and family. Another really helpful coping strategy is going to seek support from your local talking therapy service. Here, you can learn strategies to manage your mental health more positively, such as learning to manage anxiety, learning to think in a different way, and refinding a balance in your life to feel more positive.